Okay, let's go to front view and do some tweaking. And it actually looks pretty good, but let's go to F3. I'll grab these down here and pull them up to give us more of a defined shape. And before we extrude this center line here to give us a little bit more depth to the model, what we've got to do is add where the license plate connects up. And it's really simple to do. Let's go to F4, front view, get our cut tool, make sure it's on loop, and we want to go ahead where the license plate is. So first cut right there, and we'll do this side too, even though we're going to cut the bumper in half later on. And then you want to add one more little cut right here. There we go. And go to F4 again, and we're going to set up to cut the turn signal. So we want to turn the transparency back on a little bit. There we go. So now we can see where we need to make those cuts. So we don't want a crooked cut. So what we've got to do is go to the knife tool, line, single, make sure that this is unselected so that we can cut all the way through the mesh. And hold the shift key down so that we get a straight line with the turn signal cut. And then we want to do the same thing here. There we go. Now we're set up where we can make the actual turn signal in there. Okay, and we want to go ahead and fix this part right here first, and we're going to do another cut. Do the live selection tool, and don't worry about this size over here. We want to actually grab these right here and pull them out a little bit. There we go. F3. There we go. Pull them out like that. Then you can go ahead and grab that one and pull it back just a little bit. And we should have what the look we want. We should have that look that we want. Excuse me. Click on this again. Transparency. Go ahead and drop it down. All right. There we go. Do a little test render here, see what we get. That's not exactly what we want yet, so what we're going to do is do live selection again. Grab this one, this one, this one, this one, and these two right here. Pull them forward over here, and then pull them down a little bit. And that one's in a little bit too much. Let's pull it out again. And what it does is kind of droops out here, but at the top it stays straight, like it's following the curve correctly. So what we can do one more time is go ahead and add one more loop cut here just to make sure that it's correct. Loop, select the loop. There we go. And there we go. Now it's added what we want. There we go. See? Go to 4. What we want to do though is smooth that out a little bit. So we want to go ahead and we want it to be firm here, but not so firm down here. We want it a little bit smoothed out. So select these right here and just move them out a little bit so it smooths out. There we go. We've got the spot for the license plate. That's done. But the bumper has a very straight edge right here that we have on our model that I made. So with the loop selection again, is we want to select right here at this line right here and go ahead and say boom. Now there we go. Now it's a little bit firmer. Okay, now let's go model the lights. Let's go to F4, the turn signal, excuse me. Go to material editor, transparency. Let's just turn it, move it a little bit, and we'll get the look we want. And now you can see that we need to do this turn signal area. And what we're going to do that is make some cuts again, which I really don't want to do, but we're going to have to. So we're going to have to go ahead and say, okay, we'll go ahead and let it do that because that's what we've got to do. Say boom, go to front view again. Oh, look at that, I hit it pretty good. All right, let's make sure it didn't mess our mesh up too much. It's got a lot of cuts to it, so it looks pretty good. F4 view, and we want it to be pretty straight, so we gotta do more cuts. We want a straight edge to it, so we gotta do this again. I don't want to do it, but let's see if we hit it right. Yeah, we did. Okay, and then we're gonna go to F1 perspective view, and go like that. We want to cut there, cut there, and we should be pretty good like that. Go to polygon mode, F4 front view. Select all these right here. Select those right there. Select those. Select those. Okay. Now, extrude in just a little tiny bit, and then do one big one. Okay. And you want to do copy, paste, go to your object manager, and then put front turn sig for front turn signal. Go ahead and hide that. Select back the front bumper and push delete. Okay, there is the front bumper complete. But while we're here in the front bumper, we're going to add the turn signal area. So go back to your attributes manager, your objects manager, turn this on, and the front turn signal, and we want to select it, push invert section, so we select all the other part of the bumper, push delete, go to point mode, select all, right click, and optimize. Okay, there we go. And now we want to go to polygon mode, invert, and what we want to do now is just go ahead and downsize this a little bit, scale it down just a tiny bit, so we have some air between the original polygon and mesh and the turn signal mesh. And go to your extrude out just a little bit, extrude out one more, but don't go all the way out, and extrude one more time. Then go to your objects manager and drop that into the symmetry items. So which we gotta open that up and drop that down in there on that. Okay, there we go. And now what we'll do too is while we're there, let's go select the front bumper and let's move it out of here. And actually, let's move it down here in the symmetry items and go to points mode and go to front view. And we want to go ahead and do the rectangle selection tool, select all these points and delete. And there we go. Our front bumper is done. Now let's go to Object Manager and let's make all things visible. There we go. You can unselect that so that it shows up. There you go. And deselect everything here. So I don't have anything selected. There's our front bumper done. And we're pretty much done with the front end except for adding the license plate, which that will be a detailed piece, so we won't add that on. But that's the end of step 19, or the second part to the bumper. All right, let's go on to step 20.